Hi, my name is Lauren Jones, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my signature project 2. When deciding upon my signature project topic, I chose something that impacted my students specifically. Classroom disruptions are known to have a huge impact on student academic success throughout the state of Alabama. Some schools have started developing character education programs in order to improve character academic success and behavior. Throughout this study, a character education program that supports student success in the classroom will be developed and practiced in an inner-city school in Birmingham, Alabama. Data will be collected in multiple ways in order to track student success and development throughout the study. By the end of this research, the hope is to share the positive attributes of a well-developed character education program and how it may benefit in the long run. After deciding to research more about character development, I had to look into the academic development of students in my area. This is a data sample of Huffman Middle School's academics testing score between the years of 2010 through 2018. As you can see, there has been a severe decline of academic scores recently. If compared to state standards, Huffman Middle School ranks very low in the state standards. Within my study, I wonder if this academic decline has a correlation to the absence of a well-developed character education program within the school. Knowing a few teachers at this school, I am very aware that a character development program is not prevalent in this school system. Another source of data that I find necessary when looking into this issue is behavior disruptions in the classroom. This data shows the incline of behavior problems in the classroom. Teachers, district administrators, special ed teachers, support specialists, and school administrators give input into this data. It shows that a large majority of these educational facilitators agree that the classroom disruptions occur significantly more now than they did 3 years ago. This is something that I find important into my research that also might have a factor into the lack of character development lessons. After gaining this insight, I was able to identify a problem within my school system that could be researched and experimented. The data reflects a problem with the educational system in the area of core skill proficiencies, grades, and an increase in behavior complications over the past few years. As I learned that low academic performances were prevalent in my area, and there was an increase in disciplinary issues in my school, a question that became more prevalent in this research was, is there a program that we can put in place to support and give structure to students in the classroom and improve low academic performances and high disciplinary issues? As I looked into the background of my students, I was able to identify the population that I would be testing these students will be 6th grade students age 11 through 12, which would be 6th grade, and they will be 63 students total with the study, and the demographics of this study being 97% African American, 1% Caucasian, and 2% Hispanic. After identifying the demographics of my students, I was able to create a procedure for the study. 2 out of my 3 classes will be participating in this character education lesson. These lessons will be 5 days a week during school for 9 weeks. My class C, my last class, will not be participating in the lesson because of a need of having a control group within this experiment. Students will be given a questionnaire that they will be completing in order to collect data on character development. After experiment is over, the pre-assessment will be given again as a post-assessment to check for improvements. The research study sample I will be taking will consist of 6th grade students enrolled at Cornerstone Middle School. The method I will be using is a simple random sample in order to make sure every member of the population within this school has an equal chance of being selected into the study. Before, a pre-assessment questionnaire will be given to all students before the character education program starts to see where students start from. Throughout this lesson, the instrumentation I plan on using is a teacher behavioral data checklist. We'll be collecting student behavior a week prior to starting the character education program and continued throughout the research study as well. After the end of the research, the students will be given a post-assessment questionnaire. It will be the same as the pre-assessment to check for improvements throughout the research. Get the school involved and work collaboratively. The other sixth grade teachers will work together in order to collect data on student behavior and academics in the classroom. They will be asked to participate in a feedback report of student behavior and academics weekly. The principal will also be asked to keep documentation of office referrals and behavior issues throughout the time of research. This testing research, there will be two instruments that I plan on using to measure character growth throughout this research. The first measure of character growth will be the student's opinion of their own character growth. This will be done by using the pre-assessment and post-assessment on character development questions. The second and most important instrument will be used in this study will be the teacher behavioral data checklist. This will be able to identify how many times a student distracts others or has a conflict in the classroom that is distracting to others. In order to implement this action plan, a few things will have to be implemented beforehand, and that will be a consent form that will be sent home to parents in order to keep confidentiality between students and readers. The population will be taken into consideration, and before completing the study, the school board and administration will approve all actions in the study in order to maintain professionalism. Action plan had been implemented, I would have hoped to see that there was going to be a decrease in behavior incidences within my school system. I would have also hoped that an increase in academic ability scores will be more prevalent in my school. And for those students who happen to have individual behavior plans, I would have hoped that they would have been impacted and modified for their particular needs. Looking back now on this reflection of this research, if I had to implement this plan, I might have seen problems in the following areas. Students being absent from school, if they were not able to get their character development lesson for that day, how that would have impacted the results of my study. Collaborative teachers assistants. If teachers within my grade decided that they were not going to collect data, or maybe they forgot that one day, how that would have impacted my data. And outside and home interference, maybe parents or family or friends are not supportive of this research and either did not want their child to be in the research or did not support it. One way that I feel like I could have helped these issues is I could have researched more about character development activities that students could possibly do at home and at school, so that if they were to miss a day, they were absent, they could still get some of that research and activity at home. And research a character development program that might be able to use on the computer that students could find and get information from, and base a lot of the data on their responses to those questions digitally.